Hey everybody. Okay, our last video was bowing on open strings while holding the frog. So now that you know how to bow on the string, we are going to start a new skill called string crossings. Okay, so when I move from one string to another, that's called a string crossing. Typically that happens when I am switching from a down bow to an up bow or from an up bow to a down bow. For example, if I'm on the D string, I pull a stroke, and in between my strokes, I cross over to the A string. Okay, that is called a string crossing. Now, eventually, I get to the point where I'm so good at that you don't hear the pause. Okay, there is a pause happening, but it is so slight, it's so small that the human ear almost can't even pick up on it. So that's the skill that we would like you to learn. So we have what we call string crossing drills, okay? And we've typed this out on a PDF, which you can access in the public folder if you want to print it out. The first drill is DDAA, starting at the frog. Okay, so 2 Ds, 2 As, starting at the frog. Looks like this. Now for this drill, I cross the string here, okay, not out here. So that's what makes it string crossing drill number 1. It's the easiest drill. So I take 2 Ds, and then I cross, and then I do 2 As. Okay. Now I have my metronome for this set to 60. It's very important that you use a metronome. A lot of people can cross the string, but they can't do it to a steady beat, which makes it very difficult to play with an orchestra. So make sure you use a metronome, and it's a little slower than normal. It's at 60. Okay? And if that's too fast, you can go even slower if you wish. So with my metronome at 60, let me show you one pattern of string crossing drill number 1. And then if I do 2 of those, okay, work your way up to being able to do about 4 in a row without any mistakes. Okay. You can always use smaller bows. If it's difficult, you can use a half a bow. Then use a 3/4 bow. Then use a full bow. You can slow down the metronome. There are different things you can do to make it a little simpler. Okay. Go for a nice straight bow. So I'm actually watching myself in the video while I'm making the video so I can see if my bow's moving in a straight line or not. And go for a pleasant sound, okay? No crunching, scratching, any of that stuff, okay? Another drill you can do just to get warmed up for this is to put a big space in. Big space. Big space. Okay, and then slowly make that space smaller and try to get rid of it entirely. Okay, so you're looking for a nice, even, smooth, beautiful sound with a metronome at a steady pulse. Okay, string crossing drill number 2 is 2 Ds, 2 As, but this time you're going to start at the tip, and you're going to be crossing the string at the tip. Okay, so I take 2 Ds, then I cross. Notice I'm at the tip this time. Cross. Cross. Okay, so string crossing drill number 1, you're crossing at the frog. String crossing drill number 2, you're crossing at the tip. Metronome on 60. Okay, and I'll do 2 of those. Whoops, up bow at the tip. And okay, number 3 is D-A-D-A at the frog. So now you're only playing one of each string, which means you're going to be crossing the string every bow stroke. Cross, cross, cross. So it sounds like this. Okay. So again, my metronome's on 60, and I'll do 2 of those. Typically, string crossing drill number 3 and 4 take quite a bit of more practice than 1 and 2. So don't worry if it doesn't sound great the first time around. This will take several practice sessions. Okay, last one. String crossing drill number 4 is D-A-D-A, starting at the tip. Okay. Now, they sound the same, right? It's just D-A-D-A. When you start at the frog, you're actually doing a counterclockwise motion. Okay. When I start at the tip, I'm actually doing a clockwise motion. So even though they sound the same and kind of look the same, they are different skills. So make sure that you practice number 3 starting at the frog and then number 4 starting at the tip. Very important to do both. Okay, so metronome on 60 again. D-A-D-A starting at the tip. Ready, and. And you want to get up to the point where you can do many in a row. You know, you can play for 10, 15, 20 seconds without any mistakes. Now, some skills can be learned really quick, right? If I say, put your finger on the red tape, boom, you got it. Other skills take a long time to develop. This is one of those skills that takes a long time to develop. My students in my classroom typically takes about 3 to 4 weeks of them practicing these drills until they can do them reliably. So watch this video at least 2 or 3 times a week, and every day that you practice, spend the first 3 or 4 minutes of your practice putting on your metronome to 60 and just going through these string crossing drills. It's going to take lots and lots and lots of repetition over the next month for you to get really good at them. Okay, but I promise in the end, it'll be worth it when you sound beautiful. Okay, so work on that this week. Next week, we're going to do page 15 in the book, which is our last page of pizzicato. And then we'll be on page 16, which is using the bow in the book. So by the time we get to page 16, we would like for you to be really comfortable with your string crossing drills. Okay, so good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you have a great week.